Hi, mathematicians. So today we are going to learn a powerful addition strategy called making a 10. So this strategy helps us solve addition problems quickly and efficiently. So by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to use a make a 10 strategy and explain your thinking like a mathematician. So let's go ahead and go to our next one. So let's talk about our today's goal. Let's read it together. I can use the make a 10 strategy to solve addition problems and explain my thinking. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's imagine that a friend gave you 8 stickers. We've got a lot of stickers here. And then another friend came by and gave you 7 stickers. My goodness, that's a lot of stickers. So, how many stickers do you have altogether? So let's take a moment and think about that. How many stickers do we have altogether? So did we count every sticker? Did you use a strategy? So today we're going to learn a way that makes solving problems like this much easier. So we're going to use some counters to help us think. So I have 8 counters here in red. And I have 7 counters here in blue. So I noticed something really important. 8 needs 2 more of these counters to make 10. So I'm going to look at these 7. Can I take 2 from the 7? What do we think? Yes, we can. So now that the 7 can be broken apart into 2. So we can take these 2 and move them up here. And then after that, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is called decomposing or breaking apart a number. So we took the 7 and we broke it apart into 5 and 2. Oh, here, let's look at that on here. So we have the 8 plus the 7 then turns into 10 because we took 2. See right here, we took 2 from this 7. And now we have 10 plus 5. So we decomposed the 7 here. And then we compose, so we put numbers together to do the 10 plus the 5. So let's see. Let's see if anyone can think of how, down here we have, I made a 10 by taking blank from blank. Who can tell me what we could do? That's right, I made a 10 by taking 2 from the 7. So that's one way to do it. Alright, so now let's look at it from a different strategy, the 10 frame strategy. We've talked about this, and this is filling a 10 frame with all of these are little block stickers, but we filled our 10 frame here and we got 10 in here, and then how many do we have left over? So then we count what is left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 plus the 5, we get our 15. So notice how the 10 frame helps us see the same strategy that we just did, but just in a different way. We took all the stickers and we put 10 in the 10 frame, and then we just counted what we had left. So this is another way to look at the same decomposing of the 7 into 5 and plus 2, which comes up to our 10 plus 5. So there's a couple different ways to look at the adding 10 strategy. So now let's write the numbers. So watch carefully. We have 8 plus 7 becomes the 8 plus 2 plus 5, which then becomes the 10 plus 5. Oopsies. And that equals 15. So that's when we composed. We started putting these numbers together after we decomposed it. We composed it into the 15. So let's do a turn and talk. Why is making a 10 easier than counting every counter? Go ahead and turn to your partner and talk about that for a second. Here's something you can use to talk about it. I solved 8 by 7 by blank. So this is a starting sentence for you to help you start talking to your partner. So go ahead and do that for a second. Great job. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our next one. So here's some different strategies we can use to solve a problem. So one strategy is making a 10, which we've talked about. So let's look at 9 plus 6 right here. 9 plus 6 right here. So with the make a 10 strategy, we do the 9 plus 1. So we've decomposed 6 into 1 and 5. So 9 plus 1 plus 5. The 9 plus 1 becomes our 10. And then we have plus 5, which equals 15. So the other strategy is the count on strategy. So with this strategy, you just start at 9, and then you continue counting on. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 6 of them. So you just count over 6 to get to our 15. So both strategies work. Both strategies are easy to remember. So let's talk about what is the same. Both of these strategies equal 15. That's right. And then what's another way that they're the same? Yeah, both use what we know about numbers. So then what's different about them? Yep, one makes a 10, and then the other one just counts on. So you can use a number line or something like that. For this one, if you can't do it in your head, you can always have a number line and start at 9 and then count over 6, and that'll get you to the 15. So we're going to do another turn and talk. Let's do a turn and talk, and then we'll talk about it all together. So which strategy would you choose and why? So do a turn and talk to your partner. Okay, good job, everybody. So a lot of people chose the making a 10. They thought that was a lot easier using a 10 frame. Super easy. So great job, everybody. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about the math words that we talked about today. We talked about adding. That's to put numbers together. So that was the 8 plus 7 equals 15. The sum is the answer to an addition problem. So the sum of 8 plus 7 is 15. We talked about decomposing, where we decomposed the 7 into 2 plus 5 and added that 2 up into the 8 to make it 10. And then we added in those 5 for 15. So the example here is 7 equals 2 plus 5. That's a way to show a decomposed number. We also have compose, which is put numbers together. So we have the example of 10 plus 5, which we did, equals 15. And then we have strategy, a plan for solving a problem. So the decomposing is a strategy, composing is a strategy. We talked about counting on, that's a different strategy. A 10 frame is a different kind of strategy, or even a number line. So let's see, we're going to do another turn and talk real quick. So can you use one of these words in a sentence? I used the blank strategy, or I decomposed blank into blank and blank. So use these sentence starters to use some of our math words in a sentence with your partner. Go ahead and do that. Great job, friends. So let's do a quick pause and think here, where which vocabulary word describes are 7 equals 2 plus 5? Give me a show of hands. Okay, great. Go ahead and tell me. That's right. It would be decompose. That's decomposing a number. So we took the 7 and we decomposed it into 2 plus 5. Great job, friends. You guys are doing so good. So we're going to check our thinking. So it's your turn to solve a problem. We have the problem 18 plus 7. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if anyone can work on that, or work on that for a couple seconds, and then we'll go over it as a class. Okay, let's go ahead and go over it. I see a lot of thumbs up that they're all done. Okay, great. So here we go. So 18 plus 7. And it says right here, what number can you take from 7 to make the next 10? So we have 18. So what could we add right here to it to make 20? Because that would be our next 10 frame. Yeah, it would be a 2. So we would have 2. Oopsies. Let's go back. There it is, sorry. So 18 plus 2. And then, so the 7 would be the 2 and the 5. So it would be 5 here. So 2 plus 5. And I can't write on here, unfortunately. But it would be the 20 plus 5. And then, so our answer would be 25. The sum would be 25. So how did we solve this? Geez, I keep doing that. Sorry. Show me who used counters? Who just counted it? Okay. Who used a 10 frame? Good job. Who used make a 10? All right, a lot of people. And who counted on? Okay, good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn and talk, and we can have the sentence starter down here. I solved 18 plus 7 by how? So talk to your partner. All right, good job, friends. So let's go ahead and finish up and check on what we learned today. We learned that making a 10 frame helps us add efficiently. Here's other ways we can use counting to 10. We can do it by counting our snacks, counting toys, counting crayons, counting books, all these different things we can count. And then what do we think, which strategy helped us the most today? I think it was the make a 10 strategy. So we can keep using that, and then we can be great mathematicians by the end of the unit by using our different strategies.